You seem frustrated.
Who?
The little anger thing popped up on Amo.
Well, they don't get a say.
I think it does, because. Hi!
I'm gonna. No, I'm not
Poor
gonna say that on stream
Michelle.
because then they'll. I was gonna say I'm gonna drink every time your emojis blow up, but then I realized that if I said that while they
Oh.
can hear me, so I'm not committed to that.
Yeah, no, they would
Core
absolutely
would kill me. Core
100%
personally.
murder you.
Core and I are nemesis.
Is that the lore?
Core and I are the enemies to lovers trope, and like as an entire spectrum at all times. We are always on all ends of that spectrum.
As viewed by like fucking Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take the challenge.
You're gonna fight Core? He's like 12. What are you gonna?
No, the emoji thing. I was like, to
I'm
quote
kidding.
Sander.
He's over 18. I realized in the context of my previous joke that was not okay to say. That he's 12.
No. It was one of you two that was like, no. Jazz, the alcohol tolerance of the ancestors. It's one of you two.
Oh, you're talking about testing the drink. Yeah, you could be
And
taking
it's a cider.
Yeah, you're not gonna feel this drink. You could be taking a shot every time the emojis go off, and you'd probably maybe feel it by the end of the game. It's horrifying to behold. It's like half the bottle's gone. I know, I was trying to feel something, and I just...
Don't put it that way. I'm just trying to feel something.
I'm sorry. It's the clinical depression.
I mean, it doesn't help my tolerance at all.
I'm Irish and sad.
You're medicated.
Y'all, Michelle in the chat came to tell us good news that they're starting their transition on Wednesday.
Oh, congrats.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell
Please.
yeah.
We
is
hope
such
everything
lovely
goes
news.
so well for you and quick recovery. Everything goes really great. So Annie, I love her too.
Theodore says trans
rights. Love it.
Raccoon says trans rights.
Raccoon does say trans rights. I have a trans cat.
It's true. Oh man, that's great. All right, so recap from last week. That's what we're doing.
We did die.
Yeah, we didn't die. We got treasure from a dragon who turned into a hot person, like dragons are ought to do.
I would say the dragon continued being a hot person, but in human form.
Well, all right.
Let's give him some credit.
And then we got treasure, except for Fyodor, who got a cursed item. That literally was said, it will kill you. Something will find you and kill you if you take this item. And he's like, right, but the devil inside of me wants it, and I need to know why, so I'm going to take it.
Yeah, it could be a nice bargaining chip for getting an in with your dark side. Besides, for all we know, you're the terrible thing that's been hunting it. You do feel a pull towards it.
There we go. So we got that. Lilia got a magically hot robe that makes her very like fancy looking, but also her dex saves are worse because she's gonna trip on it. Zarker got the rings.
She wants to be
of,
pretty,
like,
okay?
Sharing of like swapping health with somebody else. Got the self-sacrificing rings of HP swap.
Yeah,
and then
although like depending on when I use it, I could sacrifice the other person.
This is why Fyodor's not taking the other one. And Duca got a wizard spellbook.
I got a scroll.
You got a scroll of
Glyph of Warding.
Yes. Which
holding on to that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until you can actually cast it on your own.
It's like 8 levels from now.
That's end game. You get Glyph of Warding. Did Bread get anything? No, Bread wasn't with us because he stayed on the ship because we were afraid he'd get eaten.
Yeah.
So,
and then we went. Brett.
That's true. And so then we got all our treasure, and then we realized that this Dragon's Cave was right where we were supposed to be landing anyway. So we walked into this forest we're supposed to be taking bread to. And then we took a nap, and then we woke up further into the forest than we were when we went to bed.
Yep. Magic trees.
Mm.
And I have fucking strawberry shortcake as a little animal now.
Yeah, you summoned.
Yes.
Yeah, you summoned a little thing, and what was the exchange? It was like, "What part of my soul are you?" And it's the part you hate.
Yeah,
Or
it's the part
something
you
like-
didn't want.
My childlike wonder and joy.
Yeah.
It was chipper and happy to be here and excited and curious. And you were like, I thought this was part of my soul. You're supposed to be part of my soul. I'm the part you didn't want.
Damn.
What the python?
Now you have to face me every day.
Hmm?
But yeah,
So that's where we're at. Yeah, I think we.
And we're level 6.
And we're
Yes.
level 6.
that's true. That's very true. You all
Well-
had your level ups and your items.
The only one of us that's level 6 and one thing is Zark right now.
Yeah,
The only one of us that's efficient.
yeah, we're a level 6, a level 5, level 1, a level 2, level 3, level 1, and a
Level 3111.
Oh, you all know the only reason I haven't multi-classed is because I actually can't because
Yeah,
of
your
my
strength
ability
is too
scores.
low. Yeah,
That is the only thing
you are
keeping
too
me
weak to handle anything
on
else.
this path.
Would it be like a huge investment too to get you to the strength you need?
Oh yeah, my strength is an 8 right now, which means
Oh,
it would
fuck.
take 3 separate ability score increases
Yeah,
dedicated
dude.
entirely on raising my strength to a +1.
Oh, fuck that. No.
Yeah. And especially since, like, yes, I have a dex of 20. Like, yes, I rolled 118 in my stat rolls, and then I put that into my dex, which got a boost. All my other stats are pretty low, and I need to get my charisma up and keep my constitution relatively okay if I'm gonna be good at this. So it's just not, it's not a thing.
We're
Okay.
probably
Not in
gonna
the
be like
cards for me.
we're gonna be like level 11 before John gets his first ability score improvement.
I know players who use ASI, so they're all cowards.
Yeah, I really was. You guys were like, so can we have more than 2 multi classes? And I was like, yeah, sure. I don't see the harm in it. And you guys are now collecting classes like
Yeah.
it's a sport.
Like they're Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like it's a general education.
Mm. You guys
Yeah.
have.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna make more jokes because I like to hear myself talk, but you go ahead.
Well, at least you're self aware.
Who else would I be aware of?
Oh, God. Okay. I mean, you guys have set off into your journey and taken those first steps into the forest, and again, you don't quite recognize when the time was or how or why, but you've kind of you took a moment to kind of look back behind you to get kind of a last glance at the shore, and you guys realize that you don't smell the salt water anymore. You don't hear the waves. You don't see the ocean. You don't see past the tree lines. And you realize that you have in some way shape or form have been swallowed by this forest and you don't know where you are here anymore.
Welp.
Where?
We were not in the forest when we started camping, right, you guys? I did not have a episode. I know I'm dealing with a lot of things right now, but I don't think I blacked out.
Magic. Of course it's magic.
Lelia says, I wish I could be creeped out by the forest, but I'm just glad we're not on the boat anymore.
Yeah, you took to water like a something that does not take to water well.
Go ahead.
A
Say it, cat.
I was going to say cotton candy, but that is probably more apt.
Fred was just excited to have an answer.
I would say, yeah, bread would also not do well in water.
Oh,
I did
God.
not know.
You'd get
Yeah,
eaten by
spongy.
ducks, and then they would
And you-
gain no nutritional value from it.
There's a moment when he says that and he pulls this kind of damp mush out of his bag. He's like, neither did this. and you realize one of his loaves of bread got soggy in the boat.
Why did you leave it in the bag with the others?
A casualty. I thought we were doing so well.
Oh my god.
But as you guys kind of take a moment and get your bearings, there's kind of like you can hear the kind of sounds of the forest, which sound very familiar to many of you who have again been in different forests around. While some of the bugs and the birds sound a little different, it sounds like a normal forest, but there's a weird like pulse of life that you can kind of feel all around you. This weird, almost like buzz in the air that is new. And as you guys are kind of taking a lay of the land for a moment, you do see his bread has kind of started to wander just a little bit. Like he's still kind of within his arm, but it seems like he's kind of lost in a daze, and he's just kind of slowly
Bread.
started to walk.
Do I need to put a leash on you too?
What?
You would wonder. I literally just like 15 feet away, just grab his freaking arm. This is his like collar. Just
Oh dear.
no wandering.
Oh, sorry.
Though that does raise the question: does this place feel familiar?
I don't know if it feels kind of like it feels familiar, but I don't remember it.
Well, I mean, I have
Like you
nothing.
were here once upon a dream. I don't.
But there's something that way. And he just
That
kind of
is-
points off in the direction he had started to wander in.
Okay, well, Brett, forgive me if I am not immediately swayed by your opinions, but we're going to take a moment on this.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. That's smart.
Fyodor, please hold Brett for a moment so he does not wander off.
I just
Ladies,
step
if
2 inches off the
Oh,
ground.
bread.
You just kind of just. Yeah.
ladies, if one or both of you would be so kind as to climb one of these lovely trees and try to get our bearings vis-a-vis where the big tree is, where the beach might be at this point.
Sarkra, will
Anything like
you
that.
hold the baby?
I will, yes.
If we randomly teleported in the night, should we like tie a rope or something to whoever goes solo climbing?
I would like that.
Paul,
Uh,
go with Lilia.
Sure.
who's going with me?
My
The little-
familiar.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
and you
right.
see this little fluff ball. It's about the size of a fox, and it has this just little Pomeranian floof with fish scales and wings. It's weird looking. I haven't finished the doodle yet. We're not gonna worry about it. As he just kind of like he doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason to it. He just kind of does a little spin around a couple times and goes, "That's the tree," and he just kind of takes off up. But he gets like a few branches up and sits, and he just kind of waits. Like, "Are we going? Are we going? I'll race you."
Lilia gets all excited. She like hands a leash to Sarkra, like rubs her hands together, and then she's like off.
Her
Actually,
prey drive
try,
activates,
trying
she
to
starts
race.
hunting, but-
No, race! It's a race! She's not hunting. She's like, yes, sounds fun. So, yes, she does. She follows. I can go
So-
Wow.
30 feet
While
up.
they're going up, I'm going to start casting Guiding Hand.
I don't remember what that does. Well, that's the hand that points with the map and everything.
Yes, when the hand appears, you name one major landmark on the same plane of existence. If the landmark appears on no map in existence, the spell fails. Otherwise, whenever you move towards the hand, it moves away from you at the same speed you moved in the direction of the landmark.
Yeah. What are you casting it on? Like, what is your point that you're going towards?
Last man standing, the tree.
Okay. All right. So, Lilia, as you and as Paul, right? Paul?
Hole.
Yeah, Paul. As you and Paul kind of you scampering up it like a cat, like you're just he is kind of following behind, like flying up next to you, kind of getting bounces off of branches, trying to keep up. He's doing pretty well, but he is not. He cannot match your speed. He's having a bit of a time with it, especially as you guys get up into the thick of the branches, and you guys down below have lost sight of the pair of them. They have disappeared into the canopy up at the top, and as you finally kind of pop out, there's a thick blanket of trees that spreads out before you. Like, you can't see back down once you get your head up out of it. And it seemed like everything kind of knits together in a way that it seemed like it didn't want to let you out. Like, it was hard to break through it, but you managed to kind of claw and push your way through. And you know that when you came in, you should have been able to just go almost entirely north to the tree, or just gone east and been at the lake. As you are looking around, the tree is to the north of you, but it looks a lot farther than it did originally. And the lake is now no longer to the east of you. It is also like more northeast. You seem to have been pushed further down the coast.
She kind of like looks and she's like, Duka's gonna want me to double check this. Pol, I need a map. Tell Duka, I'm not sure if we're in the same spot.
Duka, you hear that chipper little voice in your head. Goes, a map. She wants a map. I don't have a map. Do you have a map? I think we have maps. You make maps. You have the map, right?
Paul, can you see everything that is around us?
Oh, that's right. He can see.
I'm gonna flip my vision over to Paul's vision.
That's cool.
A little disorienting at first, as he seems to he can't quite hover as well as some other birds can, like other wing things can, but you kind of get adjusted to that, and you take a look around and you see the same thing. You guys seem to be a lot farther south than where you first entered the forest. And there is that thick woven canopy.
What do you say?
Paul can't talk to you.
Oh, can you, like, are you talking through Pole or whatever? Like, she's like,
no, Paul makes animal sounds. He can talk to me telepathically. Other than that, nobody can.
Okay.
You can talk to him, but
I see.
Yeah, I think there's a warlock thing where your familiar can start talking as you, but like I think that's just some creepy shit that warlocks get.
It would be fucked up.
Oh, if you think Fyodor's not getting a fucking familiar at 3rd level.
You have to make it to 3rd level first.
Damn.
Who knows how long that'll be? Your 8 classes. Anyway.
It's like my freshman year of college. 8 classes.
Oof.
Desperate to get to 3rd year.
Engineering majors.
Oh.
I lasted 1 semester.
Oh man. You did good.
I will just relay that we are from a good bit more southward to the people on the ground.
Lelia, not really knowing what's happening, she just like slides down and she's like,
yeah, Paul, bring her back down.
Pole's still kind of hovering, but I don't think we're where we're supposed to be.
Can't follow us, Dan. Sorry.
I said, yeah, no, we're apparently. This sucks. What the fuck?
And then she points, but it's that way. She shows somewhere.
Which, as you have kind of come back to your own body, and you have cast your little guiding hand. It does point in the direction of Last Man Standing. That is off in that direction. That's not the direction Bread was trying to wander off to.
Oh, good. Okay. Well.
Well. Bread, have you become a red herring to lead us to our deaths? Has this been your plan since the start?
Well, I don't think I'm red. And he kind of looks at himself.
I will break your bones.
I'm not a bird.
Red herring?
Herring?
Herring.
Herring
Is it fish? I think it's a fish.
Pretty sure it's fish.
It's something.
A red
no.
herring. A herring, not a
Bread
herring.
doesn't know.
Bread doesn't
I
know
don't
either. Bread doesn't know things.
I
It's
don't
fine.
either.
Irrelevant. So you want to know
Bread.
what's leading us toward this, but what do we know? What does it feel like?
What does it feel like to bread?
Yeah, I'm asking Bread. What
Yeah.
does it feel like? It just feels like you need to go, like a pull, like a driving pull.
Yeah, it feels really familiar, but I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it, and I just kind of started moving that way.
Zarkra, can you tell if there are any like weird things in that direction? I know you can do your.
Yes, I
That
can
thing.
try.
I can only
although
track. I would say I can only track them if we are following one. So
I can tell if there's a certain kind of strange thing, but if it's not that, then we'll have to find other means of determining what the threat is.
oh, you have to pick one.
No, but it only covers, I think, celestial, fiends, and undead.
Oh,
Yeah.
yours doesn't. Oh, it's like I think it's rangers.
It's not detect evil and good.
It's not
Yeah.
It's not primeval awareness.
So yeah, Zarkra will use her divine sense. She'll do like a sort of deep breath in, and she's going to focus her mind and attune herself, and sort of rise above the plane of the five senses, and just kind of extend her focus outward. And is there anything in 60 feet not blocked by, an indirect line of sight that is celestial, fiend, or undead?
You don't really pick up on anything now.
There's one thing.
Well, yeah.
There's both.
You
Yeah,
don't really notice anything at first, and then you're just kind of like, hold on. There was the jug that you're carrying. What did you put in that little fox bird thing?
Yeah, you said it was he was a fiend, right?
All is fiendish, yes.
Incredible. Yeah, Zarkra will sort of like other than that strange creature Duka now carries around, I don't detect anything. And I assume Duka's aware what he's done?
Most assuredly.
He lies.
That's a 26 on deception.
Yeah, I mean, she has no reason to doubt it. She doesn't think it's wise, but she's got no reason to doubt it.
It's very on brand for us.
Yep.
To knowingly do something like that. For sure.
Well, fuck.
So it is not that. I mean, your
I'm a little
hand.
hesitant.
Your hand will show us towards the tree, but we are here to bring bread home. Should we perhaps cautiously head in the way that he is being called?
I'm hesitant, but can I ritual cast detect magic?
Okay.
Okay. Once the hand is there, I cast detect magic.
I can never remember details because I have the memory of a dead goldfish.
Detect magic.
Ta-da.
I sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, you do like it's a weird, that kind of weird tingling feeling in the air is like a faint overall cast of magic in the area.
Yeah.
However, it feels very familiar and feels very similar to Bread's magic.
Oh, okay. Well, that is positive. Okay. So,
Is it though? I mean,
well, if, we are at least in the right place.
Okay,
so
sorry. You go ahead.
So
Do you?
Bread is some sort of godling. Okay, that's fine.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Bread is a literal child of the corn.
No.
Ugh.
We're all gonna die.
It's fine.
Oh.
We'll march and we'll walk in even rows, and we will not worry about what is between them.
What does everyone think? Look, we have the two options. We have the three. We follow Bread's instincts. I have already expressed my opinion on the matter. What do the rest of you? How do the rest of you feel?
I don't really care because
What?
she's trying to like she was trying to be delicate, but then it just came out like no.
Suga, you do hear in
both
your head
sounds bad. Both sounds bad. No offense, Brett. I'm sorry. I've seen your magic.
No one was offended.
I grew up surrounded by nihilists, and that was still the coldest shit I've ever heard.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm willing to follow Bread's seemingly meaningless pull towards the magic that feels like his own magic. I mean, that worked out pretty well for me. I have this cursed amulet now, so...
I don't think you're helping.
I am not trying to help. I am simply...
Duke squints and then immediately just turns to Zark. With, like, the closest you've ever seen to a pleading expression.
If the forest is trying to kill us, then going the way that it wants us to go is not wise. No one has ever reached last man standing. I would assume it's because the forest is trying to pull people away from it. If there is some sort of mystical civilization, I doubt it's away from the tree.
That makes sense.
Hang on, we got in the lore thing, right? They said that the villages live near the forest, and even the ones who worship the trees do not go in there. Mm-hmm. And so away from the tree would be where a village in the area would be.
That is true.
I thought we determined that he was from like this legendary place that nobody had ever returned from.
Yeah, he's not from the villages. He's from
not from the known villages.
Something inside. Yeah,
he's fucking Dalish. Got it.
Yeah. There are villages around the outskirts, but you guys don't know anything about anything inside here.
Excellent. Okay. So it sounds like alright. So we either let us make a list of options. There is us assuming that the forest is trying to kill us. And we assume the forest is trying to bring Bread home. If we assume the first one and we are right, we do not die. If we assume the second one and we are right, Bread goes home. And if we assume the first one and we are wrong, we lead him away from his home. And if it's the second one and we're wrong, it tries to kill us.
I want to do a check to see if the only thing Lilia is worried about is mutation. If it's a forest and it's the forest and it's a magical forest that's been here for thousands of years, it is what it is. But if it's starting to change because of some weird this or that, I want to see if she would notice.
Good thinking.
You can roll either survival or medicine.
But you're gonna say roll for this and that.
Oh, they're both a +4.
It's my new spell. Detect this and that.
The this and that.
I'm sorry, Olivia. I backed you in the face. She's just been consumed by this spot.
Okay. I picked up my bag of dice, and I thought I brought it in here, but I did not. So let me just roll this on here. My bad.
She has just kind of sunk in between my chair and my pillow. So she's just a burrito now, and head all the way back, just out. She's having a snooze. Yeah.
Okay. My stuff just all of a sudden doesn't want to work. I am so sorry.
One of us to roll a die?
Yes. Yeah, go for it.
13 plus whatever your modifier is.
4.
So
7.
17.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I thought you were saying it's 14, so with your modifier, it was a 4.
Ooh, that hurt. So you're actively trying to take a look around at your surroundings to see if anything is kind of like warped or out of the ordinary, right?
Yeah, or like, hey, I haven't seen this type of mushroom before. This is mutated, or I don't know. Yeah, sickness, disease, anything like that.
You start looking around, like you take a closer look, kind of like a close inspection of a lot of the little plants and stuff while they're discussing this. And it nothing seems wrong with it. Like it very much it's a forest, at least as far as you can tell. Nothing seems to be like changed about anything here.
Okay. She won't say anything then. There's no reason to bring attention to nothing.
So
She'll yeah, she's just looking around at the trees and stuff.
So
we
Theodore was
also
game theorying it.
we do not know though that because we don't know that the forest, like as far as the rumors have gone, the forest only tried to kill the ones who like would have like what is the fucking word?
This is time
Lumbering.
for the interactive part of this presentation. You may press play on the audio.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Where is it?
In Monstars.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I have a. Hey, what the fuck?
That
Which direction did that come from?
Yeah, which way did that come from?
That seemed to be like not too far off, but farther into the woods towards the direction of the lake. But it is not.
Is that
far.
either of our two options that we were considering just now?
No.
Which one
Okay.
of the ways that we were gonna go is closer to that sound?
Bread.
Bread is being led towards the Velociraptor. Okay.
It is basically in between the two places you are going. Either way, you are going to have to go past whatever that was.
do I recognize that sound in all like at all?
Does my blood hunt and I say does my blood hunter shit recognize that sound either?
Actually, it sounds more familiar to Duca and Fyodor more than anyone else. As you recognize that as it is it sounds louder and like more haunting than you would originally recognize, but it sounds like an elk.
Shit, it's Babushka. We must run. Like an elk.
Elk.
That sounds like a fucked up elk, though. Shit, mutant elk. Is this place on the list of locations for that we got from the person who is fucking with us?
It was listed on there, but it was not crossed off or circled or anything. But it was written there.
I mean, sounds like either way we go.
What if it's
I'm going
another
to.
mutated monster?
Oh, it probably is. Elk do not sound like that normally.
But
right?
there's
They do. It
villages.
just sounds
Oh.
bigger.
Oh, it is just a big elk.
But there are villages
A belk, if
nearby.
you will. That is a
Not a belk. Oh no.
Yeah, no, elks sound terrible. It's
Yeah.
haunting.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm gonna pull Domino closer, like, or stick closer to him. I'm not gonna pull him anywhere. Let's face it.
So, I mean, we have to make a decision because.
I say we go that way. She points towards where the sound came from.
Oh, that is
like directly towards the sound.
So
But
rather than towards the tree or towards Bread's possible house, we're going towards the screaming animal.
what if we don't stop it and it kills more people? What if this is the next line of mutated bullshit?
Lilia, there are no. As
She
far as
doesn't
we
say
know, there are
bullshit.
no people in the forest.
No, but they're all
Remember?
around the outside.
Certainly. I mean, we don't know. But we're not close to the outside of the forest, right?
You
But
were close. You were further in the forest than when you started. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
super far in.
it's a mutated creature. We don't know where it's gonna go. It could disappear. It could go out
Well,
of the forest. It could start killing people.
We
It
don't know
could
that it is
more.
mutated, Lilia.
I say we don't know it's mutated. We also, more importantly, don't know these people.
are not responsible.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I do have the academic curiosity of what this fucking thing has become, but like, if you would, you know what? Oh shit! I'm kind of leaning towards heading towards the monster now.
We've taken down the hell moose. What we Fada, she whispers, "Son stomach," and then she's like, "I just, what if we could stop this thing and we don't, and then it gets out, and then we have a chance to get ahead of this one, maybe."
You know, I was going to say, so we either head towards a tree that is also a god, we listen to Bread's intuition, or we head towards a monster. We're really short on good options here.
But there are options.
Not wrong.
Okay.
I think we leave out heading directly towards creature, right? What either way that we go, we will attract the attention of this creature. We are not. Some of us
Subtle.
are not very subtle.
Yes, Zakra.
She'll just roll her eyes. Look, Lilia, I know you feel strongly about this, but I think they're right. Whatever this is, I think we've stayed in one spot long enough already.
It could be hunting us now. I mean, we could, if we look at it, I could tell you, but did everybody else get like little info things like he sent?
Yeah. Everybody
Nice.
got different ones.
Oh.
Alright.
John, you look
That's
confused.
fun.
Right, I'm trying to just make a decision, but I also feel like I need to come up with a justification for just coming up with a decision, and not just being an asshole.
I mean, Lilia's really soft-hearted and tender and emotional about it, so I mean, you know.
Are you gonna try and persuade the party?
Are you gonna,
Me?
yeah, you can roll for it. You can do
I
that.
mean, she is trying to persuade everyone that we don't need to let this monster go. Like, we need to at least make sure it's not going to kill anyone else. She's deeply worried about it.
What do you normally roll against for persuasion? So I
For an
could only have read
opposed
the
I
DM
roll?
usually
guide.
roll
So
insight against it.
Yeah, I would do insight against deception definitely, but maybe against persuasion as well. Or like,
Because perception, or not perception, but persuasion is not necessarily you're trying to deceive them, but you're trying to see what the goal is. Of
Trying to
like, okay, but
manipulate them.
why do you want this?
Yeah, the insight
Right.
to see that they're trying to manipulate your emotions.
Yeah.
yeah, I
She's
could totally see that.
she's just pure and simple. Like, this doesn't feel good, and oh my god, it would tear me into pieces if this thing went and killed someone right after we knew it was there.
shit, my dice are in the
So.
other room.
Yeah. So I think it would be it. You would roll against each other, Lilia with persuasion, and whoever wants to go against wants to see what's happening can roll insight to see if they see through the.
Or you can choose to fail and believe her.
But I'm just pretty and I want to go that way.
She's not. She's more like using it to appeal, like the big cat eyes, like Puss in Boots, like. But people we can save, like, even though she knows that doesn't really work with her present company, she's trying. She's trying.
And it's insight.
What
Which
I need
am
to.
proficient
So I need
with.
to roll a persuasion check.
Do you get a bonus on that from your robe?
Yeah.
+1.
That is true.
Ah, darn it.
What?
I rolled a 7. I can't defeat Lilia and those kitty cat eyes.
If for anybody to,
I rolled a
anybody to give into what
17.
Lilia wants, it would be Zarkra.
That's true.
Sarkar's the only one with half a heart right now, anyway. As far as like caring about other people, the innocence.
Kind of just ripped his out and put it in another thing.
Yeah.
You Full Metal Alchemist yourself.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, these are my sins, and by my sins I mean my empathy for my fellow person. I want to put him in a dog so I don't have to deal with it.
What'd you get on that persuasion roll, Lilia?
17. I got a 17.
Baby.
Fuck.
Right? Well, I rolled.
What'd you get, Fyodor?
Actually, I got a 17 and then I plussed a 1. Do I have? I did not look at my. Or I mean, I rolled a 16 and I plussed it 1, so I have a 17. But I didn't look at my
actual modifier.
Oh yeah, I have 2 more, so 18, 19. 19.
You only have a +2 in persuasion?
Yeah. My charisma.
Well, Fyodor, you were already
+2.
kind of convinced to go after the monster.
Yeah, which is funny because I rolled a 19, so I saved.
Yeah, that just means you can make your own choice, but
I rolled a nat fucking 1.
Oh no!
God is fucking.
Yeah.
God is a sap.
Duka and Zucker are fully like, oh, we got it. Come on, have you looked at this face? And Fyodor's like, I see what you've done.
I see what you've done, but I do want to kill something. So like,
let's fucking go.
I was in pecking order, but marching order.
Lilia says thank you to Duka and Goblin. And then trots off.
Yeah. Lilia spoke Goblin. I think both of the brothers have that moment like.
What's that?
How long has she been able to do that? Oh shit! How long has she been able to do that? Literally all of our conspiring has been in Goblin.
Okay. Yeah, as we're like walking, because we just start walking, right? We're just walking
yeah.
where we heard this sound. Dukagon is gonna be like, Lilia, was that Goblin? Was that the Goblin language?
She responds in Goblin, yes! Isn't this awesome?
When and how did you learn this?
Well, y'all just talk it a lot. It just, yeah. And then I borrowed the book. You had a common book where y'all were learning common with Goblin stuff. It worked out. So yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to know the language my friends know.
The book where we were teaching ourselves common, which is half Goblin and half.
You know what? That's pretty smart. That's pretty smart.
I just wanted to, and then she's like,
how long did it fucking take us to learn fucking common?
She's like, I like just the idea of being able to talk to y'all in your languages. And then, so I also, and she says hi to Zarkra in Draconic.
Zarkra is gonna turn.
I'm still working on that one, though. I haven't got to hear that one as much. And you don't have a
You
book.
were talking to the dragon
I
in the
love-
cave.
Above board. I love this, that Lilia is just a fucking language savant.
Yeah, same.
And that's how she's gonna learn, like, the monk feature where she just speaks all languages. Is she just like, it's just like a savant for it. It's just like, oh yes,
I like the idea.
I've heard 6 words. I've logicked out the rest of it.
Yeah, that part of your brain that, like, when you're a baby teaches you language like super fast, just
Yes.
never turned off for her.
Yes, you gave me that idea yesterday, and then the books with the comment, that was great. So Dalton helped with that a lot for sure.
Holy
That's very good. Because now I imagine we're just like, hang on. So we do. There is that relief of like, okay, so she didn't hear everything that we've been saying since we've met.
But how much have I understood for how long? You'll never know.
No, Dukikon is now happy that they're following Lilia's instincts. Dukikon's estimation of Lilia just skyrocketed.
I just hope I don't get us all killed.
You might.
I might. There's that chance.
Lead their way, please.
No, it's fine. You will get Fyodor killed first because he is tanking.
She's very happy. She's just blissfully like on
Wait,
her way
so hang
through
on.
the
So
forest.
that means that 3 of us can speak in Goblin and 3 of us can do Draconic. We still only have common for all 4 of us. So I'm gonna need everyone to pick up Infernal so that I can just.
I also know Sylvan and what was the other one? I don't remember. Elvish.
Elven.
That's right. Yeah.
Elf.
Elf.
Keebler.
No.
We'll figure that out someday.
You guys
Sorry, real quick. If we are heading towards the creature, I do want to blow a 3rd level spell slot on aid. To give all 3 of you 10 extra hit points. Not temporary, just extra hit points.
Yeah, and our totals go up by that amount as well. Now, quickly, we did get a chance to rest and stuff before all this. Like, we had a full night.
Yeah, resting was how we got teleported.
Right, yeah, never gonna do that again.
My pencil's in the other room with my dice.
I would
Cook
also
it!
Thank you for the bonus HP.
Yes. I also want to spend 2 first level spell slots to cast Gift of Alacrity on myself and Fyodor.
Ooh, nice.
What's that?
So for the next 8 hours, we can, whenever we roll initiative rolls, we can add an extra D8.
Damn.
Nice.
What did you do?
I gave you and me Gift of Alacrity.
What's that?
For the next 8 hours, any initiative rolls, you add a D8.
Hell yeah. And I have a temporary plus 10 to my not temporary hit points, but a temporary maximum increase of 10.
Yes.
Alright, I am at 81.
That also lasts for 8 hours.
Or until I get killed.
Or until you die. Yeah.
Shh, we're not gonna do that.
Until you just fucking beef it.
Yeah.
No, you guys have been having these conversations and chatting and things as you guys have been like walking and following towards where you had heard the sound. And you do from time to time, will occasionally hear more of those sounds. Sometimes they're a little bit louder, sometimes they're quieter. And as you kind of go, you realize you're picking up like overlaps and things. It's not one thing. It's several things and they're all chatting. And it takes like you guys get a little bit in there and you realize as you kind of like Fyodor specifically kind of stops for a second, like you're kind of
Hold up.
keeping an eye out, and that you kind of see what you thought were tree branches at first kind of start to like they move and they turn, like they seem to turn and shift, and you've suddenly realized that what was once trees, what you thought were trees at first, are elk. They are giant elk, and there is a small herd of them. But you've never seen or heard a giant elk before, and Duka, you specifically, when you were researching creatures and animals in the keep, these were thought to be extinct at this point.
Huh.
And there are 5 of them that are here, and they don't seem aggressive or anything. They just seem kind of curious, and the 5 of them have kind of stopped and looked at you.
I will cast Speak with Animals.
Do you say anything to them, or?
Hail and well met.
There's kind of a pause, and the rest of the party hears that same kind. Fun fact, it's called a bugle. That sound that they make, that horrifying thing, it's called a bugle.
Nice.
And the rest of you do kind of hear that from what looks to be like the biggest one of them with the big set of antlers that you guys have seen. There's like vines and pieces of trees that have kind of gotten stuck in the antlers. It's not like restricting or hurt anything. It just looks like it caught and was like, I'm bringing this with me. Like it's just taking branches with it.
Here's
Yeah,
a
I mean, at
fucking
that
Dark Souls
size.
boss.
And you all hear that same kind of like haunting, like bellowed bugle that this thing makes, but you specifically hear this very, like, it's a very soft, almost pleasant sounding voice that just, and greetings.
We are but humble travelers. Humble. We are here on a quest to return our friend to his home. Could we trouble you for directions or assistance of any kind?
I don't know whose home you speak of.
I motioned to Brett. Come here. Come here.
I finally put him down for the first time since we started walking.
It's from the distance that you guys have remained from it. It kind of offset the sheer size of these things, but as that large antlered one kind of, it starts to come towards you, and it towers over you guys. Like, it at its shoulders is 15 feet tall, and then there's more to it. As it kind of it like casts shadows over you, and it kind of leans down and like takes a huge sniff of bread, and it's just, he does not smell like what I know. But he does feel like one I know.
He probably smells like the ocean. I can't say that. I don't know what's happening.
What or who does he feel like?
The bipeds to the north.
Which would be towards like the tree.
That's towards the tree. He looks like the bipeds to the south, but his magic smells like those to the north.
Oh, I relay that to the group.
Was south the way that he was getting pulled magically earlier?
Mm-hmm.
So he was getting pulled towards the one he looks like, not the one that his magic feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Brett, have you always had your magic, or did it appear one day?
I've had it as long as I can know. My mama said I had it when I was born. That was real awkward the first night. You know, you
And
just
you
kind
were
of have.
born?
Yeah, I was born, and it was just kind of this weird garbled noise. She said it didn't sound like she said it was real. It scared her because it didn't sound like a person. It was coming out of I guess my crib. I think it was when I remember when I had that weird music playing when I was trying to help. I think she was talking about that, but I was a baby and I didn't know what music was.
Well.
Okay. Okay.
Do you know what your dad looks like?
Never met him. My mom was a people. She was a human.
Oh. Fred's a half-elf, right? Okay. I am piecing it together. He is a Romeo and Juliet style love child. The north and the south. They're not.
I will. Yeah, I'm gonna turn back to the elk. These bipeds to the north and the south, are they friendly with each other? Are they not so friendly with? What's the situation there?
The bipeds to the north are part of the forest. Those to the south are not allowed in. They smell like your kind.
That's.
We do not see many of you here, at least not for long.
Okay, so the south is the humans.
South would be humans.
You gather from this information that he's talking about the little like lumber villages just outside of the forest in the south.
Okay, so the humans to the south outside, and then there are ones who have wild magic who do not look like him to the north. Who are are they elves?
No, at least not anymore.
That's. I don't know why I'm responding like that.
Are they still alive?
Alive as anything else in the forest.
Not elves. Oh,
Do I know of anything that used to be elves and then became something else, something worse?
Yeah, is this ringing any bells?
Is this ringing any blood hunter bells?
While you think about that, I'm going to ask Domino if he can understand any of this.
Do you think moose and elk all know each other? Jesus.
There might be some similarities.
I don't think because he can't. I was like, because I don't think moose, because he's modeled after the moose, because I think they can speak and understand one language that you pick, if I remember, is how
I think they just
Steed,
understand it.
because they can speak it telepathically the same way that the familiar can.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's one language of your choice, which is why when I had Urim, Linton could only speak Infernal.
Right, and I chose Common for Domino.
He would understand it as an animal more than you guys would, but it's not to the same extent of like speak with animals.
Sure.
Because he's not fully. He was molded out of the spirit of that forest that you guys were in, but he is not like originally an animal.
He's picking up like the body language kind of, but not the.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I think even Zarkor would realize that like things are not hostile yet, just by, if anything, Duka's tone. So she's not on guard or anything.
Yeah, it's like they all seem very. They don't seem afraid of you at all. Like they just seem kind of weirdly curious of you, and they're just like, I don't know how you got in here. Don't know how long you're gonna be in here. But hi, what are you? You smell funny. Hi, you're small.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if you were trying to bring this one home, and I casually pick up bread as well with my 8 strength. If you were bringing this one home,
that's right. He's 10 pounds.
Where would you take him?
Which one is home to him?
Oh, I guess we could ask Bread.
You're still kind of holding him. He just kind of.
Well, Brett, you've been listening the whole time. You understand, you know.
Well, I didn't look like my mom either. I got pointy ears. He literally just like flips his own ears. I got pointy ears.
Did I get an answer on my question of if I know of anything that like was elves but are now something else that they could be talking about?
You can roll a history check.
I also.
I'll allow it.
Does this activate my Blood Hunter thing? Are they Fey, Fiend, or Undead?
No.
That's the only time I'm good at those checks.
I got a 14.
Oh, hang on, I lied. I got a okay, plus my I'm not even proficient with history. So intelligence plus the +1 I got from my boon. So that's a +2. So that's a 19.
The closest thing you can think of, and it doesn't seem right, but it's the closest thing to like a changed body, is you remember reading about there were some like necromancy practices where they were putting other people in different bodies at one point.
Like it could be like the elves being piloted by something else now.
Either maybe.
Hmm.
That's the closest you can think of to something becoming something else that's not like shape shifting and polymorph.
Let's see, but those being made by necromancers would definitively be undead.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not that.
Me.
Hmm.
You can't seem to think of anything that really seems to fit the bill with what information you have.
Can you ask them if they are aware of anything that could compulsively draw a person in one direction or another? Like if that is a normal thing or if that is a like predatory thing?
I relay the question and the context to the elk.
He lifts his head up and he turns and seems to kind of gesture and point with his own
Face.
just kind of body mass. Yeah, and he tells where to go, and it seems to be pointing towards last man standing.
Oh. The tree is telling.
The tree. And the tree pushed us farther away from itself towards the south, which is where Brett is going.
Well,
it's all coming together.
I'll say if the only relative he knows was a human, it would make more sense to go to the human people.
Girls, any thoughts?
I think.
Can I
Yeah.
interject? I don't want to go back to that.
You
What,
don't?
the people
We
place?
left for a reason.
Oh.
My mom and I.
Why didn't you lead with that when we were trying to figure out where to take you?
'Cause I was a baby.
No,
I didn't
mean
know
like
that's where I was going. I just know it told me to go that way.
Okay. No, I just mean like when we were like, do we take him to the humans or do we take him to the not humans? You could have led then and been like, I don't want to go with the humans. Well.
Fred's not used to us asking his opinion.
Duca did explicitly say he does not value it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if his opinion is caused by the tree, then I have a little bit more concern for it. So if he's just sort of, if he is the fucking, compass and the tree is the magnet, then let's just let him wander and we'll just follow him till he gets where he's going.
And if it takes you somewhere and you don't feel like that is your home, we will try the other direction. Because I kind of want to see what the fucking magic tree is about now, to be honest.
See if it's something we can sell our soul to.
Don't I have enough? I'm currently spoken for in that regard. I think I'm trying to figure out at the moment.
I am sorry to interrupt, but I have to put a very grumpy child to bed.
Tell Jason
very
I said
quickly. I will.
Very grumpy child.
Yeah, I'll tell Sam.
Let's take a bio break then, and we will return.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I would hold on just a second. I can't mute anything or do anything because my mouse is dead. Let me grab a battery. I'm sorry.
Damn it, Core. You're supposed to change those.
Would you guys like me to give you this last little thing from the elk so that you can be thinking on something?
Yes. Absolutely.
As you guys are kind of discussing this and trying to figure out what direction you're going, he starts to kind of turn and head back to his little group. But he pauses and he looks back as you guys are like, well, we could go to this, but he doesn't want that. Well, I want to see what the tree's about. And you do, Luca, you hear that same kind of melodic voice again from the elk. The rest of you, haunting, horrifying, please make it stop. As he says, if you seek answers, find the eye of the lake. And they head off.
And wave my hanky at him. Farewell.
Bon voyage. Auf Wiedersehen.
Although, Duga, you
and all
do
those
know,
goodbye things.
You do know that while these have been thought to be extinct, there was a kind of like a what's the word I was looking for? Oh, I wrote it down earlier. Superstition. There it is. Just a weird superstition or belief with giant elks is that seeing one was thought to be like is thought to be like the coming of something great.
We saw 6 of them.
Mm-hmm. You saw 5 of them.
We are great.
I saw
there's
6.
It was
nice.
Yeah.
And Dugagon is like, yes, the 4 of us and also my familiar.
Yeah,
the 4 of us, and then also the other person-sized amount of mass that Fyodor has. Fyodor counts as 2.
Yeah, they're often seen as like foreshadowing of the birth of a new king or a legend being made and things like that. Like something great was to be coming.
Well, they were right. We showed up. Have you fixed your mouse, Amos?
Yes, I did. Okay, are y'all ready?
Yeah.
I went and got. All right, stream. We'll be back. We will be back. We're gonna take a bio break. We'll be back in like 10 minutes.
I love you.
Bye, everyone. go to the lake.
Oh no, I screwed up. The thing didn't make it to where they could hear us.
Oh,
I am so sorry.
That's good.
I thought I clicked the button. There we go. All right. I'm sorry. So quick little recap. The elk told us that we could look at the eye of the lake for answers, and we told Brad they're there when he was like, I don't want to go to the people, but we're like, it's too bad, buddy. We're gonna go to the people. And that's did I miss anything? That would just happen in the last couple of
said
minutes.
that the elk was the most well-spoken person we've met in 6 months.
Yeah, and then that. We can't say that anymore now because now you know Lilia who can speak everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Trough is like, I am pro lake now. I am lake team.
A lake? Like, as in water?
Water, yeah.
Oh, but
It's
we're in
fine.
the trees.
You can stay further from the water with Bread's bread, so that you do not.
That sounds.
You don't have. I was like, I don't think she has an issue with. She might have an issue with water now. Actually, I was like, because I think it's just boats. You don't have to get on the water.
I mean, she's reluctant, but she can swim very, very good. Like
She doesn't
she's
have to
just
swim. She can run across.
yeah. She's like okay. Like it's not the water necessarily. It's just what could be in it. I don't know.
When they
Come
say the
on.
eye of the lake, do we know what that's referring to?
No.
lakes don't usually have eyes, right? That's more reserved for storms.
And
And
volcanoes.
animals.
Well, yes.
And needles. I am team lake. Well,
We do have more direction now than we had previously, so
Yeah. I was gonna say, do we listen to the very well-spoken elk or the weird tree that might be a god tree?
or bread.
Or bread. I'm leaning elk between the three.
I mean, I feel like none of us really want to listen to Bread, which it feels mean, but like
Well, here's the thing.
smart.
We have now learned that the intuition that was pulling him towards the place he said he does not want to go. So I don't even think Bread is trusting Bread anymore.
No. I don't want to be
So
in
we
the front
were
anymore.
assholes, but we were proven right. Which is really all that matters.
That's gonna do wonders for your ego.
besides, it's not as if we have to make just we're not making a choice by following the elk to go to a destination. They said we could get more information by doing this that we can then use to make the important choice. I think that's the smartest step.
There we go.
Sorry, Lilia.
All right. Well, okay. As long as we don't have to get on a boat, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just go to the lake. It'll be fine, right? She says to the baby. She like looks at the baby. It'll be fine, right?
Lilia, if anyone tries to force you on a boat, I will personally murder them.
In a
You
weird
have my
way,
guarantee as your friend.
that makes me feel better. I love it.
I cast Guiding Hand with the aim being the lake.
Yeah, you kind of take a second to get the spell up and going, and that very familiar kind of magic morphs it into existence as it just kind of that way.
It looks like my mage hand. It's that like kind of
Yeah.
foggy indigo.
If you don't, if
hand.
you stop walking in the direction it points, it will just start kind of go.
Why is your magic
Can we
so...
please?
I was going to accuse your magic of being passive aggressive, but mine tried to kill me, so I can't really criticize. Also, technically, Lilia can't run on the water until level 9 as a monk, but you know.
Just let me keep getting faster. Level 2, my swim speed will be 40.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna take Mariner.
Hell yeah.
Never again will you be thwarted by boats.
Nope. She has learned her lesson. That dunk in the water meant more than you think.
You do know it would take several days to get in any direction, but you guys do start heading on in the direction of the lake, and it seems to go on pretty peacefully. Every now and again, you'll kind of catch sight of some of the birds will kind of swoop down. You might see like a squirrel or a chipmunk. You saw, like, off in the distance, you saw more deer. They weren't elk, they looked like actual just deer. And you're like, ah, yes, there's normal sized things here. Good to know. At some point, as you guys kind of take lunch to like, you guys like sit down, take lunch, take a breather, take a break. You've been walking for a while. Zarker, you do, however, as you kind of start kind of like making sure it's a good spot to kind of sit, kind of perusing things, you do notice something a little bit further off. It's maybe 20-25 feet from you. The rest of you don't really see anything, but Zarker specifically, it's just like a weird dark spot with like grass and things growing over it.
I'll just kind of nudge Fyodor and say, I see something strange. I'm going to investigate it. Just keep an eye on me.
I mean, okay.
And yeah, I'll go and
I'm pretty sure Lilia could keep a better watch on you when not looking than I could while actively trying to keep an eye on you.
Oh yeah, my passive perception's
True.
20 now.
Yeah, your passive is now.
I thought you were referring to Fyodor only having one eye. Keep an eye on me. I only have the one.
No, from getting Ranger, Lilia has expertise in perception, so she has a 20 now.
Oh
in
heck, that's great.
Perception.
I know it's
That's higher
happening
than mine.
all the time. That's why she was able to pick up all language without even trying.
As you're kind of hesitant and you kind of wander closer to it, it seems more and more familiar in that sense of, you're like, oh, no, I recognize what this is. Like, it's a new place to you, but you realize as you kind of start to pull at some grass and things and pull the growth that was over it, it looks like a like stone and rock has been cracked open, and it looks like the entrance to a cave. Like, it goes down and it is dark.
The pipe bomb.
Yeah, I guess I'll just crouch near the entrance and I'll listen. Does it sound like there's anything moving inside maybe? Or actually friends party, Lilia, lend me your ears. I seem to have discovered some kind of cavern here.
I'm going to investigate with Sarkra.
I'm going to stand by if anything jumps at her face.
Uh, I want to figure out how. Wait, like, so cavern, like in the rocks, or cavern, like deep down, like
it goes down.
I wanna
where it goes.
toss something down in it and see how deep I think it sounds.
Okay, it's easy enough. You kind of find a pebble that's near you, and you kind of throw it in there, and you hear it tink on like the sides of the cave, and it stops pretty quickly. Like, it maybe like 15-20 feet down as it kind of hits, and it seems like it continues to roll, but it doesn't like continue to fall.
Lilia's like, oh, yeah, that's not very deep.
I am doing as assigned and keeping an eye on them from where I was standing.
I'm eating lunch.
Is there anything about this cavern that looks like super out of place, different, or
She was swallowing a scrunchie.
oh,
God
That's
damn it,
bad.
Banshee.
Eh.
she doing stuff like that?
Well, she swallowed a whole string and then barfed it back up.
Yeah, it
Yes,
was
I
the
heard
From
that.
a notebook.
yeah. It's like like you have a notebook that like you can close with like the bands that it comes with. You like close it. She had one of those whole bands come out of her mouth. It was a
We can't-
process.
yeah.
It was awful. Yeah, we had to hide all the strings that we can.
Yeah, no, Neffy can't have any of her strings because I've had to pull several of them halfway out of her throat many times.
Banshee's a
Yeah,
problem.
She's an
she's
exotic
a
spaghetti connoisseur.
She's been eating my scrunchie.
she's always been the more adventurous one. Oh yeah, hungry works.
I mean, she tries to eat me sometimes, so
Yeah,
she
she
bit
probably
my
just
neck earlier.
picked that up from. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so.
Oh, John's gone.
Okay.
Oh no.
Said they were gonna grab fish sticks and be right back
Oh.
while we investigate. Mm-hmm.
So it is a hole in the ground.
Doesn't seem to go
normal-
too far. At least it doesn't seem to go too far down. You don't know how long it rolls.
Right, we don't know how much of a length to the cavern there is.
It was covered, you said.
Like overgrown naturally?
It seemed like
Okay.
there was like grass sprouts and stuff that were like coming over it. Like you had to pull things away from it. That
Okay,
just
it
kinda seemed
wasn't
to grow.
like it wasn't like pit trap, like covered with loose grass.
And it's not
Yeah.
like is it in the ground? Or is it okay, yeah.
Like
So
a
if anything,
burrow?
yeah, if anything big has used it, it hasn't used it for a while. So the worst we're gonna find down there will probably be small.
It's big enough
Could be
to
worth
like fit a Fyodor through.
right, but I just meant because the like overgrown areas around it.
Yeah, if something had been coming and going recently, then that would not be an overgrown. Yeah, I get you. I'm tracking.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we could see what it is.
What's down there? I mean, we know that there's a threat up here. We know Bread needs to get home. What would be the point of going in there?
Are you all around the hole now?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fyodor's watching from a distance. I think it's just me
The
and Lilia.
brothers are the brothers are still having
Lilia,
lunch. We're just like, I'm
yeah.
keeping an eye on you. Like in the
Lilia
same
went
way,
to
like,
go
your
check it
mom does
out.
at the
She
park.
was investigating it.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like, "Do I see anything?" Like, she's still looking for any signs of like mutated weirdness in the forest.
Yeah. If we're planning on moving on from here soon, there isn't much point in checking it out. The only reason I'd want to scout it is potentially to see if it's a source of threats that could blindside us or a good place to hide if something comes at us from a different direction.
I mean, I'm down to check it out. If there's something that seems scary about it, but at the same time, I feel
Does something seem scary about it?
there's a lot. Yeah, does something? Or do you want me to roll something to investigate this hole? I'm specifically looking at the like plants
I'll
that
hit
are
it with Define
growing
Sense again.
around it. The like, is there an absence of like creatures around here? That kind of thing. Like, she wants to know if this hole is scary to the forest.
You know how when you guys first came into the forest, there was this kind of like weird, like overall TV staticky kind of tingling of magic that just kind of is in the forest.
Yeah, washed over us all at once.
It's little stronger. Like it's a little bit more intense. It's not overpowering or anything. You're just like, that's more than it was.
That's a magic hole.
Okay. Or a place that's closer to the heart of the forest, maybe if not geographically, then metaphysically.
We could send
Another
the
thought is
familiar.
also I don't know how. Yeah, we could send the familiar. I don't know how long we're planning to be in the forest or how long the trek's going to take us, considering it's already been all weird, terrain wise. But we also might need a place to like stay for a night. So, but with this place feeling more magical, maybe not here. I am curious though. Now that you've said that thing about it feeling slightly more concentrated here, I actually would like to check it out.
Well, I guess we could fall into the magic feeling hole.
My concern, and you'll have to pardon me for this is the first magically shifting forest I've been to. My concern would be that if some of us go in, we might not emerge in the same logical place if we try to come back out. Duca still has guiding hand up that will take us where we want to go. But if we go in, I think either all of us go in or none of us do. That way, if we do end up elsewhere, we can all at least eventually find our way to the place where we're headed, instead of getting separated and then having difficulties.
Or we send the familiar.
Yeah.
What happens if your familiar dies?
I have to spend 10 more gold to resummon it.
Is it
But also
traumatic?
Let's see.
We are
Might be able
goblins. We do not
to-
experience traumatic. We just have spicy exciting.
I can temporarily dismiss my familiar to a pocket dimension. As an action, while it is temporarily dismissed, I can cause it to reappear in any unoccupied space within 30 feet of me. So, like, if it ends up on the other side of the forest, I can just, pop it out of existence and then back to me.
So the concern being if there is something in the tunnel that would eat it. How quickly could you pop it back out of existence so it does not get eaten and killed?
Well, as an action.
I am delicious.
That's why do you know that?
You don't hear that. You just hear weird chirping.
That's fair.
We need like a side chat that's just like
At
Bane
least
sending me
Fiona's
what my
making out.
idiot ass familiar says.
Yeah.
Every time you have an intrusive thought, it's just from the familiar talking to you.
What if something wants to eat it? I am delicious.
But with the nature of your familiar, it's probably going to be like intrusive positive self-talk, which is nice. Like that would be good.
I don't think that's what.
I am chicken wings and fish sticks at the same time. You can't go wrong.
Do you want us to eat him?
No,
I would.
but I can't deny the truth.
Fiona hears none of this, I guess, but
No.
Whatever it
he
is.
knows what his blood tastes like at
The
least. He
answer's
doesn't know
no.
like his skin, but
Dugagon like looks away from whatever fucking jerky he's eating and is just like, Paul, yes, do whatever it is that they are wanting with the hole. I don't.
it is a magical hole, Duca.
The magical forest. It's probably just like a shithole. Somebody took a very magical shit.
You guys see
This is what
little...
happens when you turn your sense of wonder into a dog.
You guys watches this little birdfish Pomeranian just go sprinting. No hesitation, no question asked, just dives straight into the hole and disappears into the darkness. It's like, yeah.
Yukagon gets 2 large handfuls of food so he doesn't have to look while he's eating and pops his vision over to the familiars.
It takes a moment of adjusting to like the sudden shift in far less light. To say that there is no light would be a lie in this moment. As he doesn't do what you guys do of like, okay, I need to be cautious. I'm gonna take a look around. He's like, I'm in the hole. Go onward. I will stop when I find something interesting. And he starts kind of running down like this tunnel, and it seems to kind of branch off, and you realize as your vision starts to adjust to it, and he slows down pretty quickly, and he seems worn out. He's just like, I need a nap. But above, like on the roof of this kind of cavern, and it seems natural in its formation, but there is just a thick woven just roots. None of them seem to come down. They all seem to just kind of interlock like a weird chaotic weave of a fabric along the roof of this cavern, and it just keeps splintering off. And there's these little pulses of like green light that just seems to be sending off different directions down different routes in different ways.
That is connecting. Oh wait, does Lilia know that?
I relay it as I'm like mouthful of food, just like, oh, it's a big hole. There's a bunch of tree roots. They're all, tangled like roots
Wait,
do.
like roots? Do they go in the direction of the tree that owns the forest?
They go in every direction.
Kind of the whole thing.
Oh.
You do realize though that as he's kind of like, no matter which direction he takes, he never comes to a dead end. It either circles back or it goes off in another direction or he ends up like it just keeps going. It's not like
Just
if
keep
they'll have
going.
like, hey, there's a dead end here or this is like it's just tunnels. And it goes. But none of them it does not seem like dug out or man-made. Like it just looks and feels like natural cave formations with weird interlocking roots overhead.
Paul, what is the vibe down there? Vibe check, Paul.
It's cold.
Is it more magic?
It's it's the he's like you can kind of see when you realize like when you're kind of looking through him, he's kind of looking at himself. You can see that his normal puff is puff. Like it seems to kind of like again that tink like kind of like when you like your leg or something falls asleep or when you get goosebumps and the hair kind of stands up. Like he's kind of puffed from it. Like it's kind of running
Like
over him. And
static?
it's just He's just like yeah.
Static and humidity and that.
It's everywhere. And he does keep going down, and it's just it's this more of the same thing of just tunnels and roots and different things like that. Occasionally, he'll run past like a little like lizard or a salamander that's somewhere. There is life that's down here, but it's sparse and minuscule.
Aren't we all?
Ugh. So that is what I've got. Yeah, it's endless tunnels. It's enormous. It's gigantic. I would assume that it is similar to up here, but without the helpful ability to go above the trees and check where the big tree is.
I think I'd rather stay above ground than go below it. But I mean,
Hey Duca, would you like to roll me a perception check?
Is it for me or is it for Pole?
Pole. You could use yourself if you are looking through his eyes.
Okay.
Oh.
But you do not get the sight advantage that he has.
Gotcha. So either an extra +5 or advantage. It's about the same, really. 21.
Damn.
As he's kind of making his way through the tunnels, and it feels chaotic, but with that same sense that you have, he's very much aware of where he has and hasn't. Like he's able to just kind of like, nope, was there, that way, going this way, nope, that way. And you realize as he's kind of moving around and just kind of figure out if there's something, anything. You kind of notice from, like, as he's moving from above, there's one spot where some of the roots, and this is further away from you guys, but some of the roots seem to kind of start action. It's in, but you can't. He's gone. He's gone pretty far at this point, and you can't really. It's at that point with how many trees and things that are here, you can't really pinpoint exactly what. You could probably follow, have him sit down and go walk in his direction if you wanted. Because as familiar, or as him being your familiar, not his familiar. That'd be weird. It's like you do know where he is within. I think it's within 120 feet, or is it like a mile or something?
I think it's 100 feet.
Yeah.
Well, it's 100 feet is I have my senses up to 100 feet.
Yeah.
That he has found. It is a bit of ons to go in a different direction than something that is disconnected might be.
Yeah, it's not that far.
No. It's still kind of in the same direction. It's kind of like if you guys are going.
And he's
together as a
moving
group.
underground.
Let's go.
Yeah. Paul is kind of following underground because it seems like it's all kind of coming back to one spot and going up where the roots are coming out. As you guys start making your way that way, you kind of pick up pace a little bit because you're like, okay, what the fuck's happening here? And Lilia, you spot it first. You're like, that's not a breeze. That's that tree is moving.
Oh. Hey y'all. I think the trees move.
Stream lost sound.
Oh no. Again?
That's what Core said.
Oh no. It's still showing as working on mine. I don't even have any, issues. I mean, sounds are off. But, sounds are gone. I
checked the YouTube stream. The YouTube stream has sound. It does not have video. It's all green.
What? Okay.
So
Twitch,
opposite.
Twitch has video.
Let me in stream and start it again. I don't know why it's doing that.
Clearly, the optimal thing to do is open both